Let's go. Okay, we still haven't resolved the question. Is it, when we say that a Nozeh is Megaleach, is it the Gugoles with the Shedra, or each one independent of the other? That's to be Megaleach. Okay? 1 second. Yeah. So the Gemara said like this. We started on, we left off towards about the top third of the page. Right? Because it says Rabbi Kiva, he said 6 things, then he retracted. So Gemara says if we count them as separate, you have 7. It's not 6. Right? Remember, so Gemara gave about 4 different answers. Gemara gave 4 answers. No, there was a problem. If they're separate, then you have too many. Then the number is 7. It's not 6. Gemara gave an answer that it's only what he argued with a rabbi. In 6, he's arguing with a rabbi. Regarding one of them, Rabbi Yochanan Nuri, since a yochid, so that one's not counted. It's 1. Another one, he never retracted from 1. Revi'ez dam b'shnei mesim, he didn't retract from that. That's where we left off. Of course, that's based on a pasuk. Yeah, where Ibo same kiktoni called hechad hoder bei lafuke revi'ez dam do hoder bei. Here, although it says 6 means those are the 6 that he retracted from. He said 7, but 6 that he originally said on Tamei and Nozeh Megaleach, 6 of the 7 he retracted. The Amalei Rebbe Brakapora, that's what we're holding. See, the Amalei Rebbe Brakapora, Lo Tishne Revi'ez Dam B'Chazoro. So Revi'ez Dam that comes from 2 mason. Reb Kiva said originally if you have the measure for, let's say, 4 ounces of blood that actually oozed from 2 corpses. Reb Kiva says a Nazir is contaminated. It interrupts his counting. He has to start all over again. He has to shave his hair. So on that, Reb Kiva never retracted from. So therefore, there were 7, but 6 of the 7 he retracted. Why didn't he retract them? This Rebbe said, Sharei limudo, Sharei Kiva biyodo, because it's based on a pasuk. It's not just a svara. V'od hamikra misayo. In addition, there's a pasuk that supports him. It says, "I'll call nafshos mis." What's nafshos? Nafshos is plural. To tell me that even though the revius lo yovel, even though the revius comes from nafshos, from 2 mesim, it generates the tumah to watch that the Nazir should be Megaleach. We left over. Reb Shimon Omer, Reb Shimon disagreed. Reb Shimon Omer, nun beis und mit beis. Reb Shimon Omer, ad yomav hoye betamei. He says when he was alive, he was metamei. But I'm not sure if he retracted after he died. Because he regretted what he said, he spoke disrespectfully, so therefore his teeth were blackened because he fasted all his life after that. So Rashi says, Toshma, that's what we're at. Right, you see Toshma. Shma. Tanya. Toshma the Tanya. Beishami omrim rovat somos minat somim. O mishnayim o shlosha. Hear this? When we say that a rovat somos, if you have rovat kava, it's almost that if a certain measure. Right? We hold la locha, you have to have what? Chatzi kav. Nozeh Megaleach. Bisham says rovat somos minat somim. Even though it's made up of multiple bones, or it could be mishnayim o shlosha. You could have 3, let's say the thigh bone and below the knee. You could have 3 bones, which could be the equivalent. That could be a rovat somos. So either it's made up of multiple bones, or 2 or 3 bones. But you still don't know rova min agvia. It has to be rova of the gvia, means that's the torso. The torso. We're not talking about the legs. Mirov habinyon or mirov haminyon. It has to be the majority of the binyon, and what or rov minyon. The majority of what? So if a person has Ramach Evorim, Ramach, so it's the majority of Ramach, 248. Omer Rabbi Yeshua, he says you can find a situation where both Bisham Bisil would concur. What would the case be? Shammai Omer Mishnai Mishlosha. Rabbi Shammai says that you could have a situation where you have 2 or 3 bones, which would be sufficient to generate tumah that a Nazir should be Megaleach. What are they? O Mishnei Shukayim, O V'yerech Echod. because that's right. That in terms of its volume, it's a rov hakav. Yeah, the two thighs, the two shok v'yerech. O mishnei yerachayim v'shok echad. Ho, what's the reason? Ho v'rov tabach. Ho v'rov. V'rov no binyono velodom igova. Since it's the majority of the person's height in height, is that Beisil omrim min agvia, right? No, it has to be from the torso, the gvia, the body. Omirov binyon, omirov minyon. 1 second. Hov yeshno, the mifke yodaim v'raglayim. What about if you have the different joints? You know, you have the digits in the fingers. From that alone, from the hands and the feet. Shami omrim afilu etze min ashedra o min gogolis. Stop. Excuse me. Stop. So over here, Tosas explains. Where is it? Let's take a look at Tosas. Pirish. O mishnayim v'shlosha ivorim yitami rov atzomus. Beisil omrim min agvia pirish mi ikar agvia. Beirov binyan rov binyan. Sharamach ivorim yesh b'odom. Right. Person has ramach ivorim. Kedetanyo. Pirish misach zolos. Excuse me. Kuf chafei heim rov aminyos. 125 bones is 125. Right. 248. So if you have 125, you have the majority of the bones. The tofas kuf chafei atzomis v'kitzeitz mat mikol echad ve'echad ad shehemid arova yitama b'oil. So even though if you have kuf chafei, it's more than a rov hakav. So how do you do it? You just chip off from the 125 bones a minority. So the majority of that bone is still there.
Right.
So by chipping off of each bone a little piece, ultimately you'll have a rova. Because otherwise it's going to be more than a rova.
Right.
Okay? Because Beisil says you need a chatzi kav.
But here,
But you're able to create, because since you have rov minyan, okay? Omer of Yeshua, Yichod lasos divrei sham divrei silu ke'echod, shebei shami omrim, he says, Nimtzo rov minyan shel odom, tinim sechs olim, dekshvinu ramach ivorim, choshiv milamato, lemalo, parshas haregel, v'choshiv shnayim, shok chamisha, he goes through the whole thing. Okay, let's go further in the Gemara. So we're still trying to figure out, right? Is it the shedra independent of the gugolis, or you need both? So the Gemara wants to bring a right from Beishamai. It says Beishamai Omrim, Toshma Beishamai Omrim. Where is it? Omrim Shua. Where is it? Yeah. Excuse me. Rega, 1 second. Beishamai Omrim Afilu Etzem in Shedra. Omin agugol. See this. Beishamai says even if you have one bone, one vertebrae, you don't even have the whole shedra, or you have a bone of the skull, that's enough for the nose to be mitame, ba'oil, and what to be not. So good. He says either A or B. As long as there's no proof. Shani shami demachmir. We're questioning. Do you have to have? Is it the whole shedra and the whole skull, or each one? Or both of them, right? Do you need both or just one? Okay, that's our question. Shammai says even a bone, a vertebrae of the spine, that's enough. See, clearly. He says you only need the spine. So he says you bring me a right from Beishamai. Beishamai is saying so machri that even the bone, it's not even the whole spine, it's just the vertebrae of the spine. So therefore it's no proof to our question, the way we rule, maybe you need both. You need the whole skull and you need the whole shedra. Yeah. Shani Shami de Machmir. Days. The Machmir Tvei. Yeah. Liv should be named time to be Shamai. The Machmir Horabano Adika Shed Gogolos. Hear this? He says good. So if we're saying Bishamai, he's Machmir, so he says even the bone. But Chachom who are not that Machmir, maybe to be Mitami, you need both. Someone says, what does one thing have to do with another? Lo atkan lo pligi rabbanon leidu shamai elo betzem echod dosi min hashedro umin hagogoles aval hechad isi be'enei. But if you have the full spinal column or the full skull, afilu chado, one is sufficient. You don't have to have both. I mean, the havmin it's arafin. What kind of havmin this is? It's not simple. The Chacham argues. He says, what are you arguing? Only because they say a bone is not enough. But if you have the whole schedule, be mitami. There's no proof. Maybe you need both. Boy, Rabbi Bar Choma, Rova Atzomos Min Hashed V'Golis Mai. Okay? You have a Rova, a quarter of the bones. We said that a Rova Atzomos might. So here, what is the Shaila? 1 second. Mi aminim kiktonim astis chatzi kavatzom nos megalech on the osim mishari vorim go mirov habinyan or min avol shedru golas the chamiri tvei afilu. He said something interesting. Everybody agrees. If you, let's say you just have the leg, it's nothing. There's not matami boer. You have to have rov minyan or rov binyan. Right. But when it comes to the skull and the shedra, even if you need both, it's not the majority of the bones, it's not the majority of the height. So you see, we're more machmir in regard to the skull and the shedra than the other bones, because you need the majority of the bones or the structure, the physical structure of the person. So the Gemara says, that we say, it's halachah mishpusinai, normally, what's matami boer? A rovakav. You go into you have rovakav of bones of a bes, you can have it. But a nose is not megaleach. There's halachah mishpusinai, even though you need the paraduma, you need a half a kav. You need double that. For nose megaleach. So the shaila is, maybe that's only if it's comprised of other bones. But since we're machmi by the gogolis and the shadra, maybe even rov is enough. It means if it's metame, it's nozim megalech. Because you see, the Torah is more machmir, even though it's not binyan rov minyan, the nozim megalech. Right. So maybe therefore, even if it's bone fragments, it's broken, maybe it's metame, right? Bar Rabbi Bacham Rova at Somas min the shadra gogolis my kiktani chatzi kapsam hechod dika b'shari borov. Av min hashed v'gogolis the chamiri, avil rovat somos odum lo shnot. Halach machine is no. Noz megaleach means the bones of a corpse. You have to have chatzi kav. Finished. Unless the shedra is intact and the gogolis is intact, you have to have chatzi kav. That's the shayla. Omar Rava Toshma hashedra v'gogolis. It says in the Mishnah, if you have a shedra gogolis. V'isol kadaitoch rovat somos dosim min hashedra v'gogolis chomir. If you tell me that because the skull and the spine were more machmir, therefore even a lesser amount is sufficient. Listening a rovat somos, right? Hochem min hashedra. Why does it say? It says in the Mishnah chatzi kav of bones, and if you have a shedra gogolis, would you tell me something else? Another thing should be listed in the Mishnah. And if you have a rova kav of the skull and the spine, it should also be. So why isn't it listed? So seemingly, if it's not listed, that needs to tell you that even the skull and the spine, if it's shattered, you need a chatzi kav. Rova kav is not enough; otherwise, it should be listed. Nozim megalech even on rova kav. That's Rava's proof. Okay. 1 second. There you go. So on that he says, "Ho Rava, who the Amado Nitzra Elo l'Shedru Gogolo Shein Barovat Somos." Yes, we said no. The Mishnah is speaking about where the skull and the spine is no in its volume is not Rovat Somos. If you would shatter it, you don't have Rovat Somos. So if that's the case, so what's the proof? How could Rav bring me a proof that it has to be intact because otherwise it should be listed? Rav himself said that the skull and the spine, when it's shattered, is not Rovat Somos. So therefore it can't be listed. It's not a reality. Right? We're not talking about Ugmel Chaboshin, his skull and his shedra. An ordinary person, it doesn't. That's not its volume. On that, the Gemara says, "Boser Shomim Rabbi Akiva." Boser, after he heard from Rabbi Akiva, there you go. Boser Shomim Rabbi Akiva. 1 second. There you go. Hodem Adur Leel. In a mess called Nitzrel the Rob Afishem Rova Somos Abishem Boser. Enochen Mikoris relay the Rovat Somos Gimiri Alabosa Shomer of Kiva Dom Shed Golas Oma Ma Bo Rovat Somos Tava Mido Reb Kiva Avagav the Shnei Mason Bob Islay Tumo Rabona Shmamilo Kuliyam Chatzi Kav. Okay. Toshma Shami Omrim Etzim Echod Min Hashedru Min Gogolis. So what does it say? Shammai says that if you have one bone from the shedra to gogolis, it's enough. So evidently, you see what? You don't. No, see, you don't need rovakav. You don't need rovakav. So Mashani Shammai demachmin tvei. So live sheminei. You said for time de Shammai demachmin. Yehod Rabbanon adi tzachatzi kav atzomas. Shama is machbet to the empty reason. The Chachomim deal with it normally. What's normal? Chatzikav. No, Dilma Atka lo plig Rabbono on the lady Shama betzem echod. That's only if you have one vertebrae. Avo berovat somas where you have the whole shedra there or the whole skull. Afilu Rabbono modu. It's only rovat kav. It's not chatzikav. Okay. Omer Rebbe Lezer. Zekenim Rishonim mitzosno yomrim chatzikav atzomus. V'chatzi log dam l'kol. No. Which means now, the halacha is a person it goes into an O with let's say a rovakav, for truma, for kochim, all these things. The moment you tell me, you're not permitted because it's two different shilos. There's a question noz megaleach. The Mishnah itself says a noz goes into a house. You have rovakav atzomas, he's not megaleach. Although he's tomei tumas oil. He needs the paradum on the third and seventh day, right? So let's say for truma, if he's a kohen, he's not permitted truma. He's not permitted to go into Beis Hamikdash. He's not permitted to eat the korban pesach. All these things, because he's tomei, but he's not megalech. So it says Omer Rabbi Lazar came Rishonim mitzosno omrim chatzi kav atzomos. If you have a chatzi kav, chatzi log dam, that's two reviusin. Chatzi log is two reviusin. L'kol, across the board. Nozer megaleach, you don't need the korban pesach, you don't need kochim, you don't eat truma. It's gone. Rovakav, what about if it's a rovakav, it's half? No, rov is not majority. A quarter of a kav, right? Uraviz dam, that's a quarter of a log. Lo lakol, meaning for korban pesach, for nozir, it's not megaleach. That's lo lakol, not for everything. For truma, kochim, because pesach is what you have koris if you don't bring the korban pesach. Because it's more chomor, it doesn't knock you out of the box. Okay? And the nose is not megaleach. Lo lakol. Umitzosno yomrim. Af rovat somos. Revius dam lakol. Others say no. That rovat somos and revius, even for what? Even for Nazir and for Pesach, he's knocked out. He does not, he's megaleach, and he does not bring the korban pesach. Lakol. Okay? Which means they treat the rovat kav like the chatzi kav. This is what? This is mikzosen hoyomrim. Bezdin, shalachrem. Then, so we have two opinions, right? One says you have chatzi kav is across the board. Rova kav is on kochim truma, but nazir and pesach not. The acherim say no. Rova kav is the same like chatzi kav. Knocks everything out. Bezdin shalachrem. Then the bezdin came afterwards. Omru, listen to this. Chatzi kav atzomos chatzi logdam l'kol. Okay, which is good. Rovat's almost, but if you have a rovat's almost, or vias dam, the trum v'kochim, avolo l'nozer osa pesach. 1 second, not for nozer and pesach. Michti, ain't hachro shlishis machras. What's hachro? The third one comes. It says, usually you come and say it's like a compromise position. I mean, factually, what they said here is. Of Nazir Pesach, what do you need? Rover Atzoms Revius Dam the Trum of Kochim Avolola Nazir Osa Pesach. There it would not compromise Dosa Pesach. Rega. Here, 1 second. Shalasos the Mog Kores, he says, there's a Rashi, he says, Mog Kors Lebidi Chachom, Lo Hemidu Devreim. Meaning, really on a Torah level, it seems to be. It's not. So that's what he says. They hold the mokum koris lo hamidu devreim. Yeah. Okay, what he's saying? Saying something interesting. The one who says that it even knocks out the korban pesach, that's rabbinical. It's a rabbinical stringency. If it's a rovakav, because they're able. This is yeshkom lachadov torah b'shev al taseh. The acherim say no. For Pesach, so Rashi says why? B'mokum kors lemidu devreim. Meaning shofar, Rosh Hashanah falls out on Shabbos, you don't blow the shofar. It's not koris. It's not koris, right? Koris Pesach is koris. So for this tumah, they're not going to allow that to interfere, even though rabbinically it should be, because you'd say. Everybody, for true man kochim, you're not permitted. Right? So maybe you say the same thing here. So he says, because it's koris, lo himidu divreim. They will not allow it to interfere. Rov Akav. It says, Ein achrosh lishis machras, michti. Kol achroshi b'miktzas kidivri zeh, miktzas zeh. Ein achro achte kula kidivri echod mehen. The achro loshin shikul. Achro means the machri, means you evaluate it. Shol kidivri shnayim, yosim echod. Maro reb les lo makach bezish achreim kachu yu omrim. Okay? So what happened over here? He said, this is Reb Lezer speaking. He said, Rega, he says, Bezna shel achreim, omru chatzi kav atzomos, chatzi logdam lokol, rova kav, urevias dam, the trum v'kochim. The Rishonim said, chatzi kav, rova kav, is lo lokol, lo lokol. Lo lokol, tami klom afilu echon mikulim ina b'tami. Hear this? It comes out. It's not a shikul. The first one says rovakav is nothing, even the kochim and truma. It's okay. Lo lokol doesn't affect anything. The second one says it affects everything. The third one goes and splits it. So it's not achro. Achro means a shikul. Who's right? Is A right or B right? If they go and they make a compromise position, they take half of this one, half of that one. No, it's not achro. Shikul means I'm evaluating the positions. Who's more right? At the end of the day, you're not seeing like either of them. You're taking a piece of this one, a piece of that one. That's what he says. Right? No, you know what his position? It's not based on. It's not achro. The third position, it's halachah m'shemishinai. Mipi shmu amro. Mipi chag zachari v'amalachi. That's what it is. The third position is halachah m'shemishinai. It was passed on chagi malachi and what's it? Zachario, right? That what for Truman Kochim Revius Rovats almost. The Pesach and Nazir that you need a Chatzi Kav. Halachon Shemisinai. 1 second. Further. Alelu ad nozim galeach. It says, for these things the nozim galeach. Alelu dereshel mutimai. What does it come to exclude? Kisora. Kisora. What's kisora? If you walk into an oil, kisora is not metami, right? Kisora is not metami mago b'maso. You touch it or you carry it. Damago v'maso. Ein v'ohilu lo. If you touch it, carry it, you contaminate, then it's megaleach. If you mal on ohilo, no. Val elu de seifo. What about elu de seifo? Lemuti even hasachuchis. 1 second. Well, let's see. We'll see. That's a rock which is stationary above a mess. 1 second. It says in the Mishnah, al elu nos megaleach umazer. That's elu. Say alel nazim galech mazum shi so says hakodem in maschil. That's coming even aschuchis. That even though he's tamei, he's not megalech. What's that? If you have a rock, a large stone over a mess, even misama. So we even shemutel has gabi mess b'shus rabin first b'sach Shabbos. From Amar Rabbi Kiva sheman nozi yoshi voleo api shetimbo shemetamoso einu megalech olor. He has too much mess. You ever see you have a stone, you have a boulder. Let's say you have a boulder. Let's say you have like an arch, a rock. The nose is on top of that. There's a mess underneath that. And this arch is over a grave. And the nose is sitting on top of the arch. He's tamei. He's contaminated. Tumas mess, he needs paraduma. But it does not interrupt his counting. Does not interrupt his counting. Okay? That's halachim shemishinai. It's called Evan Mesama. It's a stone that seals. A stone that separates between himself and the corpse.
What do you mean? What do you mean it's an arch? It's on the mat itself. The stone is on the mat. And the seals on it. That's what it matters. It's on an arch. Even on a mat. No, it says it's even the Samad is even שמוטלת על גבי העמד ברשות הרבי. זה לא בגלל זה מוסדר. אבל אם הוא סיטי גם, אין לו את העם.
No.
What it says?
1 second. I just, it would even, same thing. Even Masama. Yeah, Schochus. Even HaMesich al Oretz. Yeshne Avonim, see, the way Tosas learns, like, all right, it's like you have two vertical, and you have a stone horizontal going over, and the grave is in between. He's sitting on the horizontal stone. You say, Even HaMesich al Oretz, Yeshne Avonim, O Gimel Yoitzim Min HaGerer, V'tuma Tachas Osem Achas Mihen. V'ovet Tachas Achas Mihen, Min Yodeim Hel Ala Tumi. He's learning a whole different Shas Kosher. The Tonle Seva of Schochus Pros, Emigalech. Ton of other, okay, he's learning a whole different shot. Okay. From Rashi, it seems to be he's sitting on the stone that's on top of the mesh. Okay. Now the Mishnah says, the kav, chatzi kav atzomos. What about if you have a half a kav atzomos? What does the Mishnah say? He's Megaleach. Right? It interrupts his counting, he has to start over again. Chatzi kav atzomos, ein rova kav lo. Yeah. We say it has to be a chatzi kav, but not a rova kav. Hechi domi. Ilemed iskon atzomis kisora. Now. No. What's it? What? Rega. We're saying chatzikav atzomos. If you touch chatzikav, even if you touch it, you tummy. No, you tummy. But if it's rova kav not. So marhechidom. Ilemed iskon atzomos kisora. Take v'mishmetz kisora. It doesn't make any sense. If we're talking about even b'maga b'masa, you carry a box that has a rova, a chatzikav, we say yutami, and megaleach. Wait, but if you go and you have an etzem kesora, see, that doesn't make sense. Etzem kesora, if you carry just a fragment. Not the other way. It's no worse than that. A fragment by itself, it's enough. It says if it's less than chatzikav, you're not megaleach.
Right.
How's it possible? It says in the Mishnah. It says in the Mishnah explicitly. Sori megaleach. The akme he pulverized it. He took bones which are chatzikav, he turns them into powder, pulverizes them. So any bit of the powder, if you touch it directly, he's not tummy. It's like a half a bone fragment, a half a chatzi sora. If a nazi touches a bone fragment, it's less than a lentil. He's not tummy, nothing, right? So here you have volume. You have a chatzikav bone powder. He carries that, or he's under the same roof. Not he's liable. Yes, not liable. He's contaminated at a level that he has. It interrupts his count. He has to shave and start over. That's ikmach is kmuche. Like kemach. So Tosa says, shetochan adak kemach ok offer dechai gavno lo mitam yishum etzem kesora. It's poshut. It's poshut. It's not attacked. It's powder. Al evim min ames, al evim min achai, sheish lo bosa karoi. The Mishnah says that if you have evim min ames, right? You have a limb of a mess or evim min achai, and there's meat on the limb that if the person would be attached to the body, it would regenerate itself. So the flesh on it is less than the kazayis. It's less than the kazayis because if you have kazayis flesh of the mess, you forget about the limb. A limb that has meat on it has flesh. And even though the flesh is less than the xayas, but it's enough flesh that a person would be alive, the flesh would regenerate itself. There's enough flesh that it would start growing again. So that contaminates him. He comes in contact with it, he's contaminated, it interrupts his counting, he has to shave his head, and starts over again. Ein olim bosa karoi mai. 1 second. So it seems to be if it's ein alein bosa karoi, Satosis explains. Ha vadei da hilo lo yigaleach. Kirktoni mastisin. Dav k'sheish alein bosa karoi. El mago maso k'shein sham etzem kesora. No, and he's asking a question like this. Whoa, no, he's asking a question like this. Yeah, the meat is less than the kazayas, and the bone is less than the sora attached to that meat, and the nazir touches that. No, does it affect him? So Rabbi Yochanan says, "Ein nazir mekalech aleim." The whole ve'bo etzem kesora. No, because when he's touching, the meat is less than the kazayas, and the bone is less than the sora. So he's not megalech. Rish Lakish Omer hanozir mekalech aleim. He is megalech. So Tosas himself says it's based on the pasuk, right? Even though because here we're talking about there's some bone and there's meat, Al mago vaso ba'af ki ein bo etzim kisora. Yeah, this tosis. Even though it's less than a lentil. V'gam ein olav bosa karoi vein choshev ever letame beoil. Mikol mokom choshev letame mago maso kidorsh le nikroi besomo. Based on the posuk. Yeah, this. So we have three cases. You have a bone fragment that's the size of a lentil. He touches it, he carries it, cancels everything out. He has to shave his hair, start over again. You have a kzayis flesh, over again. You have an aver min achai or aver min ames. You have enough meat on that to regenerate itself. He goes under a roof. He starts over again. What about he has less than the bone fragment is less than a seorah and has less the meat itself on it will not generate itself. So it's a combination. Not enough meat, not enough bone. But in conjunction, if he touches or carries it, what happens? Rabbi Yochanan says it's nothing. Nothing. Because you don't have enough flesh and you don't have enough bone. Reish Lakish says it will. What is it based on? He has a posuk. Posuk. Even though it's not a kazayas, doesn't regenerate itself, and the bone fragment is less than a seorah. But because it's a combination of both, it contaminates. Okay? And let's say the man was malnourished. Said there's a flesh on the body, on the arm, but if you would scrape off all the flesh, it would not create a volume of the kazayas. But on the hand, because if he'd be alive, that amount of flesh will allow it, let's say, to regenerate and to grow beyond that point. It would generate the cells themselves, and therefore the flesh would grow. Even the part of the hand that's not covered with flesh, it would continue covering the hand. Okay? That's what we're talking about. What we're talking about, not it will cover the hand, it will regenerate, it won't die. You have enough flesh on it that it won't die. Understand? No, but we're talking about limb. This Gezer Sakosa. Avim and Achai is Matame. Avim and Achai. A limb of human is when? What is it called an Aver? You have to have meat. You have to have meat, bone, you have to have sinews. Bosser at some is Gidi. You have to have all three. What's Bosser? You don't have to have a Gzais Bosser. But how much Bosser you have? That if the limb would be attached to the person, that amount of meat will not die. It's still considered live. It would heal. It would heal because it has enough on the limb that it would heal. Okay? Heal the limb or whatever it is. So Reish Lakish knows Megalech Aleim. Rabbi Yochanan knows Megalech Aleim. Why? Doctori Reisha. The Reisha is Al Evim min Ames, Al Evim min Achai. And what does it say? Sheish lein Kzayis Boser. Stop. And then it says Kzayis. What's Aleph? Evim min Achai. Sheish lein Boser. Karoi. Takes out Kzayis. Has Boser Karoi. So what does it mean? So it's Sheish lein Boser Ein. Avalein lein Boser Lo. So what do you have to have? You have to have a sufficient amount of meat on the Aver. Otherwise, it's nothing. So here we're talking about a bone fragment less than a seorah, less than a lentil, and a minuscule amount of meat. So it's clear from the Mishnah that it doesn't contaminate. Reb Shimon Lakish Omer, Megaleach. Why? Midlok Tani Sefer. Because since it doesn't mention in the Sefer what you don't, it says, on this you don't. But you'll need Hazor Gimel V'Shvi. Hazor you will need, but it won't be. But if you tell me for this itself, it's not Megaleach, so why isn't it mentioned in the conclusion of the Mishnah? That the nose is not Megaleach? It's already inferred from the Reisha. What's stated in the Sefer, right, it's inferred from the Reisha. What's inferred from the Reisha? It says it. What does it say? You have to have so much and that's it. So the Gemara asks a question. So, but it says in the Sefer, if you have a rova kavatzomos, it says in the Sefer, he's not magaleach, but he needs hazos shlishi v'shvi. It's inferred from the Reisha. It says chatzi kavatzomos magaleach. So what does it have to mention in the Sefer that you're not magaleach? It's also inferred. That's his question. Rabbi Yochanan Malach kolhecha the mashma klol lo ketoni seif. Vo chatzi kavatzomos the mashma chatzi kavatzomos ain't rova kavatzomos lo. So, but it does say it in the conclusion of the Mishnah. A rova kavatzomos is matami v'inam magaleach. Uktoni b'seif a rova atzomos. Hosam. See, Rabbi Yochanan answers. Ilav Aleph. Ilav tono. It wouldn't say it. Hava mina afil magamasalo. Lo yitzrich lemisni rovat somos. Da hilon hu de nozim galeach. Stop. You know what he's saying? He answers poshut. This we don't have to talk about because it's nothing. It's less than it's chatzi soro. It's less than a gazais meat. It's nothing. The sefer factually, normally it is matame. I would think that even if you touch it, right? I would say, da hilon hu de nozim galeach. Stop. Feel ma go ma so low. Lucky it's misli rovat somos. No, it is matame. Da hilon hu de nozim galeach. What's the base? Lememro. Stop. No. Lememro. The leon. Enos megaleach. So it seems to be, but if you go over it, right, you won't be megaleach. Well, chatzi log dam. The shamino chatzi log dam. Ein revius lo. Yeah. So he's asking the question. It says in the beginning, if you have a chatzi log dam, which is 2 reviusim, a half a log is 8 ounces. A log is 16 ounces. A nose is megaleach. Okay? But a revius, you tummy. You go into the tent, you tummy. The shambi no chatzi log dam ein revius lo. Tony safe revius dam. What does that tell me? Revius dam of a poshut. A revius dam, of course, is matami. That's considered. That's part of a mess. So it's clear, and yet it says in the sefer. No, it says that he not. But it mentions it, even though it's inferred from the ratio, right. And I would not have a consideration differently. Right. It's mentioned. What does he have to mention it? Right? Tony Sabri is dam hosen la fugim rebekiv. Dam rebekiv is dam habo mishnei mesim mitami oil. That's coming to no. It has to be revius dam from the same person. Revius dam from one person. That's what it has to mention. Right. That's when it's mitami. But if it would not be revius dam from one person, 2 people, it wouldn't have not even be mitami. The ratio says if you have chatzi log. Right?
Maybe with 2 people?
Maybe it could be chatzi log, but the safe, but the revius, the chatzi log, at least you have a revius and a revius. Right. If you have a chatzi revius too, they have nothing. That's the chachomim. It's nothing. You have to have minimally 4 ounces coming from one. So therefore, it has to say it. Lafugim Rabbi Akiva. Right? Hocha mishnei mesim tami boil. Ha'evim nemes echidami. We'll stop here.